Hi there people, it's UBERMAN UK. Now this video is just for the taxi knowledge test, and what I'm going to do in this video, there'll be quite a few clips of videos giving drivers and people who want to become a taxi driver revising information, how I've revised all the tips what I've gathered over the recent months to help me do this test and complete it, and to give me the maximum knowledge I can, reading maps and graphs and learning all sorts of stuff. I hope it's interesting. I hope it does help you out. As I said, there's lots of stuff you need to concentrate on and places you need to learn and memorize. Now the most questions they're going to ask you is about pubs, restaurants and well-known places in your local area. Now each council has its own regulation or test criteria of this general knowledge test. Now mine is quite a difficult one because mine is going to ask me 15 questions and you have to get 10 correct, and they'll be on these 10 questions they'll all be giving me is destination 1 to destination 2. For example, Denton post office to, let's just say, the Lazy Frog, which is a pub, and I have to give directions from one destination to the other. I'm not allowed any maps, I'm not allowed no sat nav, and I have to do it solely on memory. So here's a few clips coming up giving you the maximum information on revising for this test. Good luck people, see you later. Well, the best way to revise for your taxi test is basically you look at maps and look at road names and different things like that. What helps you out dramatically is Google Map, because for example, if you are looking at schools in the area, you just type in your council's name. Mine is Tameside, you put Tameside schools or primary schools and it'll give you a list of them all in the area. Study each one and learn all the road names to the school, and look at the area itself, like Denton, or Ashton. Look at the roads around it. So memorize them roads, because you have to know mostly every main road in your area. You need to know where all the pubs are. Same again with Google. Type in which area it is and pubs, and it gives you a full list of them all. Write them on a bit of paper from Google Maps and do something like I've done here. These are all the destinations. What they're going to ask me for, like on the test, for example, on the taxi test, for example, schools, hospitals, mostly pubs. So that's what you've got to know, and test yourself each day. Go through this and make sure you know where they are. Like St Mary's in Denton, if I turn it over it'll say where it is and the street name. So you've got to know all these by heart to give yourself a good chance to do this, and give yourself tests. There's my test, for example, Hyde Spiritual Church to Central Methodist in Hyde, and I've done, and that's my test. Oh, the road's name you see, because this is similar what they'll ask you if it's a written test, of course. This is what they'll ask you, and you've got to practice. Then check on Google Map, that's the shortest distance. If not, just keep studying your maps till you get it right. I would recommend easy, what I've personally done is between 60 hours on this to revise, and it is boring, I must admit, but make it interesting. Go to these places, go to these pubs, go to these areas in your council area. For example, Staley Bridge, walk round the shopping centre, go for a meal, go for a McDonald's and learn about it, learn your history about these different places, because if a question, they won't ask history questions obviously, but a question might come up like a pub near it, and you think, I've been there because this happened in this particular area. Anything what makes you remember. Great techniques. Keep watching my videos because lots more to come on.
Right, well come on.
Hi there people, it's UBERMAN UK giving you another tip to pass your taxi test. Now you've got to make it fun at the end of the day, so me and the wife today, we're going to have a look round Staley Bridge, what is a town, and Ashton as well, and it's like a field trip basically. We will be looking around the town, looking at the pubs, maybe having a few drinks, and basically having a good time. Well, we'll be having a few drinks because I'll be driving, won't I? So let's just say I'll be having a few cokes. The point is, go to these places, get used to it, know the place itself, walk around the streets, get to know the streets, because otherwise you won't know it. It's not very good looking at a map all day, looking at roads. It gets quite boring after a while. So if you go to these places and walk around it. Well, people are in Staley Bridge at the moment, and why I've actually brought you here, it's a good timing that for the bells, isn't it? It's an old it's old Tameside town, but at night time it's well known. Come on, bells. It's 11 o'clock. Right, stop now. Why we've come here, because Staley Bridge is a well-known place. It's where young people go out for drinking and boozing and whatever they do. So when you're driving a taxi, you'll be asked quite a lot, and on your test they will ask you pubs around here. It's well known. Now when you come to these places, know your history, because it makes you remember stuff. For example, it's famous for two reasons. There was a famous film called The Yanks with Richard Gere. It was filmed in here. And also a famous tune which was World War I. Let's see if you can guess what it is. Right. So if you know what it is, it's a long way to Tipperary. You've got that one well done. And it was actually it's in this building here. It was actually a bet where there's a talent competition, and he made a song up. And an American guy actually heard him and thought it was really catchy. And then years later, it's well known now. One with World War I and World War II. Everyone knows it now. So know your area, people. Know your history. And why I have to give you a history lesson is, if you do get things on the test, you remember, right, I've been here, and I know this happened, and that's it basically. Thanks very much people for listening. UBERMAN signing out. We're still at Staley Bridge, looking at all the pubs, all the streets. I've been naming them all as I go. This is the kind of thing you've got to do. Go to these well-known places, go to your town centre, walk around it and name all the streets, because that's the only way you're going to do it. Plus it's more interesting, more exciting. But you know what, I can't find a McDonald's in Staley Bridge at all. I'm getting hungry. There's plenty of sandwich shops that sells something with salad, what's no good for my waistline, but there's no McDonald's. Or see, and the wife's filming, she finds it actually funny. Are you going to show yourself?
No.
That's it. So no McDonald's, so we'll find somewhere to eat. What do you fancy to eat? Well, it's not McDonald's, but look, next best thing. UBERMAN signing out. Well, there we go people. I'll give you all my revision notes on my tips on how to revise for this test, this taxi test, this general knowledge test, whatever they call you. Remember, each council's have its own regulations on how you're going to do this test. So best of luck to everyone. I wish everyone the best luck who's got to do this test. Please let us know how you've got along and are these tips helpful. And I'm going to do a shout out to someone called Alan Williamson in the Isle of Man, who made a comment to me about every time I did a video and it's come to the end, I cut it off too soon. So should we get this right, Alan? Okay. UBERMAN signing out. Any better?